This tutorial will go over all the settings for printing a high-quality map from ClearMap. For this example, let's say that we want to print a map of the Montaigne Park subdivision. The quickest way to zoom to that subdivision is to go to the I Want To menu, locate a subdivision, start typing in the name of our subdivision, click search, and we've zoomed to that subdivision. Let's unselect it so that the highlight is gone. Now there are two ways to initiate printing. One is from this I Want To menu. About halfway down we have this Create a Printable Map option. Another way, from the Home tab on our toolbar, there's a print button here. Let's click on that. Using either way will result in this Print Map panel to show up here on the left. Let's look at all the options here. First one, select Layout. Defaults to Landscape 8.5 by 11, but we have some other options that you can choose from. Let's stick with the default for now. Output format defaults to PDF, but we also have several other image formats that you can choose from. Let's stick with PDF. Resolution, there are two options, normal and high. In most cases there's very little difference between these two resolutions. Since the high resolution takes quite a bit longer to process, I recommend staying with the normal setting. If your resultant map happens to show some grainy text or grainy lines, then you may want to try the high resolution. But let's stick with normal for now. Grid. You have the option of putting a grid of latitude-longitude lines on your map. For this example, we'll leave them off. Map scale. Now, even though you're restricted to this set of scales for the map displayed here in ClearMap, you can have your printed map set at any scale you'd like. Right now, the scale has been set at the current extent, so that everything shown here in ClearMap will fit onto our 8.5 by 11 map template that we've specified up here in Select Layout. But there's other options. We have all these other set scales here as options, as well as the current scale, which in this case is 1 to 2400. Or you can set a custom scale of any scale that you'd like. We'll play around with these scales shortly, but first let's look at our remaining options. So we'll leave it set at our current extent for now. Title. For here, just put in whatever title you'd like to see at the top of your map. For our example, let's type in Montaigne Park Subdivision. For notes, there's another section on the map where you can include whatever notes you'd also like to show on your map. For this example, let's just say this is where the notes appear. So at this point, we have selected all of our options. Let's click on Print. This will just take a couple seconds to produce. Click on Open File. And here's our map. Notice at the top here's our subdivision name, the title we specified. Down in the lower right hand part is where the notes appear. And automatically appearing will be a legend, north arrow, legal disclaimer on the bottom right. Bottom left we have our scale bar, map projection, the date the map was created. But say we want to really zoom into this subdivision so that the extent of this subdivision takes up most of our map space here on our PDF. So let me show you how you can work with that. Let's X out of here, get back into ClearMap, click Print again, and notice that the settings we specified earlier have been saved. But now let's click on this Preview Extent button. You can see that the outlying areas have been partially grayed out, and the clearer part in the middle is what will actually print on our map with our current settings. So let's change the scale to something a little zoomed in closer. Let's use one of these preset ones to start out with. Let's go zoom into 1 to 2400, see what that looks like. Now we can see that we've zoomed in closer. We still maybe want to go a little closer. You can just click and drag to move your map around this center area here. So we want to go in closer. Let's say we're 2400, let's go down to 1200. Now we can see we're too zoomed in, so let's pick something in between. You can either click on Custom Scale, or just click in this box and type in whatever value you'd want. So let's pick something right in the middle between 1200 and 2400, 1800. Preview Extent, and that's looking a lot better. Maybe we're just in a little too close, so let's change this to say 2000. See what that looks like. That looks pretty good to me. Let's click on Print and see what it looks like on our printed PDF map. Open File. And that looks pretty good to me. So when you're satisfied with your map, you can either send it to your printer or save it to your computer or network.